Good afternoon, everybody. Good evening for some of you. And how did this week feel? I feel like it went by much faster than the last week. So that is great. We're going to go over 1 to 2 topics this evening, depending on how I feel. It took a lot for me to get back on here because I'm still a little bit tired, despite the fastness and the speed of this week. But let's see what we can do. Let's start off getting into our mind frame and getting into our Zen. And we're going to read a little part of the Qur'an. So, in the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful, let's see what the word is today. Okay. So, I'm telling you, there's no such thing as coincidences, right? There's no such thing. And the last few Quran readings we have pulled have been on the topic of creation. Mind you that the Quran does speak a lot about creation. It brings it up in a pretty repetitive nature in a few lines in each of the books. So I guess it's not completely out of the blue that we would be getting these over and over again, but most definitely Spirit is trying to reach us with a certain message, which happens to be the topic of creation. So it says, Verily, I'm reading out as I would the punctuation. Verily, all things we have created in proportion and measure. So again, this is on the topic of creation and God's creation. And something that is to be noted that comes up many times also in the Quran is the fact that we are talking, the word we is used, right? It's not I. It's not using just one solo pronoun. It's saying a pronoun that implies multiple individuals or multiple spiritual influences. So I think that's unique, and that's something that I really do enjoy and love about the Quran. Has a sense of unity in the way that it's talking about it. I'd like to do more research on why that is and why it is written in this way, because the Bible does not really write it this way. It usually refers to God as God. It says the name, and sometimes it will say I, but the Quran says we very, very frequently. So, but really, all things we have created in proportion and measure. So everything is carefully calculated and created and manifested on this earth with careful consideration. Proportion and measure. Everything is proportionate. Everything is measured the way it's supposed to be. So much like a chef would concoct something, or a scientist creating some kind of chemical things, or somebody creating something, right? It's all done carefully with measure and proportion. But I much like to think of this as kind of a chef, because you use measuring in cooking and proportions as well. So that was really nice, and also really short and good. It just gets us into the mindset. Definitely every time something comes up with creation, I say go look at my creation video that I had posted with the slides, with the pictures, because I think that's just a way that I help visualize and depict things from the way I perceive it, truly. But it is something very real to me, and I'm going to do it for one more Bible verse or Bible section. We're going to do it on the topic of giving. And so when I read the Bible, I put myself kind of in like a Zen state. So sometimes I'll be reading, and then my mind will play pictures, and it will take me to certain things and just kind of wander in a way. But it is connected at the same time to the words that I'm reading. So that's how I see the Bible, as a living text, and I read it presently, versus thinking of it as a history lesson all the time. I read what I'm hearing, or I hear what I'm reading, and I apply it to life as it is today. And that's how we should really look at all religious texts. They are living and apply in all instances presently. So yeah, let's continue on. I will catch you guys in a few seconds. I'll get up the other live in just a moment.